Hi, my friends. Jim Holmes here, and I'm back for another quick video. If you've been following along, you know that my last video I talked about recovering at home in my parents' care. They did the best they could, and I didn't know any better. And eventually I got to a point where I was feeling like I should get back to my old life. Getting back to work was a big part of that. So I went back to my old job, which my boss had been nice enough to hold over for me. And I was completely inadequate. I probably weighed 170 pounds when I had my accident. I lost 30 when I was in the hospital. And now I had a long purple scar up here on my head. Was gaunt and slurring my words, and I just was not the same person. And they treated me that way. You know, they were there to make a living. They had bills to pay and families, and I was just some kid now that got himself smashed up in a car accident. I was a liability to them now. And I'll give you an example of how I was functioning at the time. Communicating with me was tough. If you talked to me, for me to respond was a process. I had to take it in, think about what you'd said, come up with a response, and then give it back to you verbally. It was a 4-step process. Part of my job at my work was to talk with people on the phone. And phones were tough. They were very abstract. I couldn't obviously see the person's face. All I could hear was their voice. And I went through the same process where I had to take it in, digest what they'd said, formulate a response, and then give it. And that took time. And I hesitated. And people got frustrated. It's like, am I talking to a dummy on the other end of the phone, or what's going on? My friends at work, they weren't my friends anymore. I was different. I felt that I couldn't contribute, so I quit. And that was the beginning of a real bad road that would last for a long time, because my resume said I could be a construction estimator and superintendent, and that's what I thought I could do. So those are the jobs that I went after, and I failed miserably at all of them because I couldn't. Math was really tough, and I'd lost a lot of common sense, and I just was not even close to the same person, but I was trying to do the same stuff. My life had spiraled downward, out of control for a long time, and no one was there to say, dummy, try this, or let's do that. Do something you can handle. I was lost, and I would spend a long time being lost, and it affected a lot of people that were close to me. And it was a real bad 30 years of my life. And that's part of the reason why I wrote my book, Pen, Paper, Prayer. Because no one should have to go through what I did. I mean, to this day, to this minute, when you're watching this, I have not had 1 second of physical or mental therapy. I mean, when I get out of the hospital, I was a mess. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, and I couldn't think straight. I was left in my parents' care. Basically, I recovered on my own. And I lost part of my brain in my car accident. It was wrong. Just a wrong thing to do. But it has, if I can help other people with what I've been through, then it's all worth it. we'll talk more about that in later videos, because I know that I have helped people. So I love you all. I hope you found this video informative, and we'll talk soon. Take care.